Well, petrol scarcity is back in Nigeria as desperate motorists in the country scramble to fill up their tanks, waiting in turns in long, sometimes never-ending queues. Now, the cost of transportation has skyrocketed as motorists now pay more for a litre of petrol. News Central's Adeshawa Dushoga has more.
Long queue time, agitation, frustration and sweat. These motorists are back again on the street, scrambling for fuel.
What you see now here is the survival of the fittest as motorists here scramble to fill up their tanks as the fuel scarcity in Lagos State, Nigeria bites harder. And this has been going on for weeks, and commuters here say that this site has become something that is normal to them as they wake up every day to long queues.
I'm supposed to be elsewhere doing other things, but I have to be queuing up because I need to get fuel for my car. But this is one of the better situations, actually. The other filling station over the MRS, the queues line up into the 4th Street. That's how bad it is. They can't even see the filling station. They don't know if it's closed or it's open, but they still stay on the queue there.
Government is not saying anything. We are just hearing rumors, whether they want to increase it or not. But it's really affecting. On Friday, I was traveling from here to Songo side. The only filling station I bought fuel, I have to buy 240 naira per litre.
Public transport passengers are not left out as they now pay double the transport fares to commute within the state.
From that Oshodi to VI is 1,000 naira, which is very, very bad. It's not like that before. And we got some like last month, I still entered like 700 naira. We are still complaining about that. Okay, in this month, by this time now, they are still calling it 1,000 naira. Where there's no traffic, there's no anything that is causing it past all this fuel scarcity and everything and the stress of it. And I'm not thinking it can continue like this because this country is not balanced.
This queue that you see right here extends to the very end of this road. The cars come in their numbers in tens, queuing up in turns to get their tanks filled up. This has, of course, affected the transportation, the prices of goods and services in the country, as many of these, the commuters now spend hours waiting for their turns on the queue.
While many fuel stations are filled to the brim as the motorists struggle to fill up their tanks, others are visibly empty with no car in sight. Although the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) have claimed that there was 33.17 days sufficiency of PMS in the country as of November 24th, 2022, and that 2.1 billion litres of petrol was in stock despite the widespread queues nationwide. Independent oil marketers, on the other hand, are lamenting the high cost of lifting the product at depot. Marketers say the scarcity may extend till 2023 as the government's plan to deregulate the sector further gains momentum. Adeshawa Dushoga reporting for News Central.
Now, former president of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PEG and Son, Peter Esele, joins me to look at this. Peter, good to see you, and thanks as always. It looks like deja vu, as if we've had this conversation, over and over again. Another fuel scarcity is laying it off and on for weeks now. But this time around, there are conflicting reports as to what the cause may be. Tell us what you know about this. I think you're yet to unmute your microphone.
Thank you for having me. The first problem here is that, yes, there are products are available. There are enough products available in country. But the challenge right now is at what cost are they going to lift the product? So what you have is products in Nigeria are subsidized, and then the marketers are expected to get from NNPC at 148. And then you now go to the depot, and the depot owners are saying, we can't give it out for 148. So between the depot, the highest amount, the lowest amount they can get it out is between 200 and 215 naira. So if you are a retail outlet and you are getting for 200, and then you are expected to sell at 170, nobody is going to lift that product. So that's a challenge right now. And the reason the depot owners are giving is that, the way these products are transported is that you get a vessel in the high sea, And the depot owners need to get let me use the layman's language, a daughter vessel, invariably meaning the smaller vessel, to get this product to their depot. And when they have to do that, they have to pay in dollars. And the cost of sourcing dollars in the parallel market, they're not getting it from the CBN. So they go to the parallel market to get it. And you and I have been aware how the dollar to naira has been dancing flip-flop in the last couple of weeks. So what they are saying is they spent so much money in terms of getting dollars to hire the vessel. Now they are having a cost overrun. So who pays for that? That is where the challenge is now.
And for some Nigerians, one worrying point about the current scarcity is the seeming indifference or silence from the government. Listening to you now, you've been able to break it down in clear terms, also using the naira dollar analysis, but nothing has been heard from the government about the current situation, leaving Nigerians pondering if there is any end in sight.
That for me is the biggest. I was having an earlier interview today. One of the major things that I've found is what I would say lack of respect for citizens. There's nothing wrong in coming out and saying this is how it is. And this is also what is loading right now is that you're going to have a price increase. So you are going to have a price increase. What I expect government to do is to come out. If government can no longer accommodate the subsidy and say, okay, we can accommodate subsidy to this amount, and this is what we think we can do. Let's stagger the price, and then in the long run, we exit the subsidy payment. So government need to have a policy around it. What we've had over the years is that you have policy flip-flop. You are elected president, governor to make tough call. But what we have most times is that people are afraid to make the tough decisions. I just read the CBN saying now that they've been getting an average of $3 billion over the months from NMPC. But in the last couple of months, it's been zero from crude oil sales. So why are you getting zero? Who is explaining what? Who is talking to? This is public finance. And what you expect is that people come out to educate, inform.
Well, let's close on this. It looks like a bad timing, knowing full well that the Yuletide, the holiday season is upon Nigerians, the Christmas and New Year, and of course also looking at the elections. Do you think that the government is afraid to speaking about what you have always highlighted, subsidy removal?
Yes, I don't think this government may not want to do that because it's close to election and the government and the party in power wants to retain power. And they don't want to draw the anger of Nigerians. Yes, be that as it may, then if you know you don't want to do that, then you just also have to provide the fuel. Now, if you are not providing the fuel to the people and they are queuing up, spending a majority of their hours on the queue, you are still turning the anger of the people against you. I just listened to what some of what your correspondent, the interview that your correspondent gathered. You will notice the frustration and the anger. So the government is between the rock and the hard place. So it's better for the government to spill it out and say, this is where we are. This is what we intend to do. But I'm not worried about Christmas and the New Year. Nigeria is one very interesting place where we need to get to the precipice and then suddenly we start working our way back. I think NMPC, in the next 2 weeks, NMPC and the regulatory authority and the federal government will find a way either to accommodate the subsidy or they will pump, or you are going to get a little increase of petroleum product, because you can't lift a petrol at between 200 and 215, and you expect anybody to sell at 170 or 175. So be ready for maybe a price hike, marginal price hike, maybe 20-30% increase will also come into the mix. But if not, we are going to be having what I call ghost scarcity. By ghost scarcity, I mean you may be leaving your house in the morning and there are no queues, and on your way back home, you will see queues. So we may be having that come up here and there. But I think the best option for government is to come out and say, this is where we are, and this is what is going to happen. But I believe this is the same way that they got the last increase. So I still think it's familiar pattern that we are going through: scarcity, then products start appearing, and then you buy at a higher price.
Peter Esele, many thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.